you said, and I think you might have answered it, but maybe it's just to get more elaboration. So you said the imagination is what limits us. So how can we grow our imagination?
How much wealth can you ever build in your life?
It's limitless.
Give me a figure. Either in dollars or in rupees, whatever it is.
There's no figure here. I mean, it can be billion.
No, you have to file your income tax returns. You have to give some number. Other than the second stuff, what is the official number that you'd like to earn?
No, I don't want to limit that.
Some number, no?
Okay, so
You are in corporate, so next year you have your financial goals, top line, bottom line, like that. Give some number.
So maybe a random number here.
Give me a random number.
So the largest company right now is almost
Give your number.
$1 trillion. So maybe that's what.
$3.5 trillion. You're talking about MCAP or you're talking about personal wealth?
Take a number. I took a number here.
Take a number. I'm saying MCAP or personal wealth.
This is the person I was talking about. How is this is coming from?
Why are you shy of hitting a number? I'm not going to hold you to that. Nor will I give this recording to your wife, don't worry.
Yeah. So,
What?
and if I see the richest man, Elon Musk, $350 billion, maybe that's the number.
Why stop at 350?
I'm not stopping at limitless.
No, I'm only saying limitless. That's what Babaji Maharaj said, when somebody asked him in Europe, why do you want everyone in the world to become an abhyasi? So he said, I come from infinity, I want infinity in front of me. I mean, your imagination is your restriction today. If anyone told you on the day of your first sitting that you can become master-like, what you would have thought? Hey, come on, stop joking. But that's what the master wants in every seed he sows, no? What would God, if he is manifesting himself, be ready to give you? And if God appears in front of you, what would you ask him? And that's a technical answer. Because we all have read the same literature. That's a limitation of whatever you are currently thinking is the limit of your current level of imagination. Let me give you another story here. You can sit down. Charji Maharaj gave a beautiful quotation many years back, which I've used in some of my talks. He said that the limitation of your brain is the limitation of your mind. And then he gave a beautiful example. Many years back when travelers were going all over the globe to conquer in ships, apparently the quotation goes like this: the mind cannot conceive what the brain doesn't know. That's the exact quotation he gave. The mind cannot conceive what the brain doesn't know. And then he said when these travelers were going, they were going in large ships with a lot of warriors, and they go to any new place, there will always be a fight. Because they had to take over the place. So they go in about 4 or 5 ships to an island, which is a very large island, which is inhabited by people who are extremely strong and powerful in warfare. But in their life, they have never stepped out of that island. What does it mean? They don't know what a ship is. They never seen a ship. So when these people came in about 6-7 ships and landed on the shore, till the ship came, they didn't see the ship. When they landed, they know humans, they saw them. By the time it was too late, they lost the war. But had they seen the ship, they would have been prepared, they would have defeated this army. This is a story given by Charji Maharaj. He also said, which many of you may be familiar, when you go into the safaris inside a jungle, right? Even I went last year, many of you would have gone. The first thing that the jeep driver tells you is that whatever happens, do not get outside the jeep. The logic is very simple. When you are inside the jeep looks very large. The lion or the tiger sees you as an animal, something very big. Normally in jungle life, they don't attack normally an animal of a larger size. They keep quiet. And Charji Maharaj once said he was traveling in South Africa. He went on a safari and they were in a car, and another set of safari which was happening, and one lady just opened the door and put her leg out. In less than 2 seconds she was picked up by a lion. Because she stepped out of the car, then the lion saw the human being as a prey. So what does it tell you? The brain tells you that this is what it is. And once he explained to me, we were in a room in Manapakam, and about 5-6 of us were there. He continuously kept looking behind us. I asked him, Master, what's there? He said, a lot of souls behind you. I looked back. It was a very narrow space. I don't know how many of you have come into his room. Behind me, the wall, and hardly so many. He said, many souls are. I said, how can they be there? He said, you are thinking of a person's space occupancy based on a human body. He said, at the tip of a needle, 1 million souls can sit. Can you imagine that? Now I am telling you, now you can think of a needle, now you will think 1 million souls sitting there. Now it's possible. But before I told you, you didn't know. Now your brain has expanded. This is what Daji calls as consciousness expansion. If a consciousness is not expanding, you will not know things which you didn't know before. Which also means we have to be open to newer ways of looking at life, newer opportunities. In management, I always use the word called as proportunity. You see a problem, I see an opportunity. It's a proportunity. You would have heard about the famous story of 2 salesmen in shoe selling, no? The story which is quoted to all salespeople. One salesman is told to go on an island with 1,000 pairs of shoes to sell. He goes and sends a telegram saying, sorry, I am coming back. So the boss asks why. He says, nobody has the habit of wearing shoes, I am coming back. There is no business here. And then another smart salesman is sent there. He goes there, he says, send another 2,000 pairs. Nobody has the habit of wearing shoes. I'll make them develop the habit of wearing shoes, and sells all of them. So one saw a problem, the other saw an opportunity. That's why I call it as a proportunity. We have only 10,000 abhyasis in NCR. Wow, what an opportunity. 4.9 crore more to do. Oh my God, 4.9 crore. Kaise karenge yaar? I don't have volunteers. There are no functionaries. How will I do? So somebody was asking me, I said afternoon I'll go to Gurugram. Bhaiya, you will be tired. I said, leave that to me, Whether I'll be tired or not, I'll decide. What's your problem? Can you drive or not? We'll go. I said, fine, go. I have seen Charji Maharaj many times. He'll travel for 8 hours, 7 hours to go to a place. He always used to tell me, when I go there, don't be idiotic to stop me. I will give a sitting. I asked, why? No, I know they want a sitting. He'll be so tired, they won't even ask him any time. Not because they don't care. They won't even ask, Master, do you want to eat? He'll go and say, can we have a satsang? He said, everybody is already ready. Which means you push. When you're born as a kid, you're hardly the size of a hand. If anyone ever told you at that time that this is what you'll grow into, you would have laughed at them. Come on, it won't happen. It is our limitation of how we perceive things. Daji beautifully shared 3-4 weeks ago in a talk. He said if there is a sign of stagnation or spiritual growth, the first sign is how you react to things. Any given situation, if you are reacting the way in which you have reacted 10, 20, 30 years back, which means you are not grown, which means your consciousness hasn't grown for you to look at other ways of doing the same stuff in a different way. If you are predictable to your wife, to your family, to your other colleagues, volunteers, which means you haven't grown, technically speaking. Which means, if I tell you something, I know for sure this is how you are going to speak, which means your consciousness has not expanded. Whose problem is it? Mine or the Master's? Your chit has to expand, consciousness, which means your ahankar, your buddhi, your manas, all that has to work together through the process of cleaning and doing things which you have never done before, both spiritually and otherwise, for the chit to expand, which is what your consciousness expansion is. So how much your consciousness can expand? Tell me. What is infinite? If you ask a child what is infinite, he'll say, Itna bada. But how many of us can fathom infinity? If I tell you a quick math, tell me what is the number, then I will tell you whether you have the chance of knowing what is infinity. Please tell me which is the largest prime number. Largest prime number. You know what a prime number is, no? Number which can be divided by 1 and by itself. 3 is a prime number. 7 is a prime number. What is the largest prime number? No. Not at all. Infinity cannot be divided by 1. We don't know yet. You give it to a deep blue computer, mainframe computer. Apparently the largest prime number was found about 6 years ago. The next number is still being churned inside the computer. It's still finding what the next prime number is. And typically it's like 500, 600 digits. And take it and go to an unimaginable destination beyond that, that's your infinity. And in that situation, we are talking about our current level of imagination. Is it a joke, or are we seriously overestimating ourselves? None of us have even scratched. I shared this in one of my sessions 2 days back, I think, about Albert Einstein. One of the studies shows that they have studied the effect of his work and said during his lifetime maybe he hardly lived up to 5% of his potential. I mean, there are people who say it never happened, but let us take it for the sake of understanding a point that it's only 5%. Had he used the rest of the 95%? How many of you are aware of the DNA theory? When was it found? Who postulated it? The duel, right? 1950s. When they actually found the initial DNA, through the microscope and other ways of checking, they found 95% of the DNA map, and then they called it as junk DNA. Those days, 50s. Until about 90s, we were still looking at a DNA from a dual strand perspective. And in 97, 98, they start going deeper to find the so-called junk DNA is nothing but an unexplored DNA that these people who found DNA never understood in the first place. And from there the concept of indigo children came. Who are indigo children? In your view, they are people with attention deficiency disorder. But indigo children, according to one study, is when these children have the third and fourth strand opened. What does it mean? All along in Delhi, there are only 2 streets. There are about 1,000 cars in the road. The 2 streets can take only about 40 cars. So what happens? These 1,000 cars go at a slow speed. And suddenly I go up the ladder and look, there are another 14 I would say, sort of roads available there which I had never seen before. Now what happens? The new lanes open up. They say that the newer lanes that are opening up from 98 on, the first child with the third strand was found out to be officially in 1998. You can Google, I am not saying anything new that at least I haven't read before, and it's not my own creation, it's all based on Uncle Google, Auntie Google, whichever way you have to call. And subsequently they found that people are coming with more and more strands open. That's why you will find as we go along, the next generation of people who are already born and growing in are people who are more compassionate. They they understand love, they understand mercy, because they are operating from the third, fourth, fifth and sixth strands. Anthropologists and biologists, they have said that the first and second strand purely works on duality, hate, love. fight, lack of fight, wealth, lack of wealth, knowledge, lack of knowledge. We all see only from a dual perspective. That's why the dual stand. Have you heard all this before? No. Maybe no. From today, will you ever look at DNA the same way? What happened? There is a shift in consciousness in some ways. You have at least theoretically learned that when I look at someone who doesn't agree with me, the current generation doesn't agree with what we say, and they call it a generation gap. It's not a generation gap, it's a DNA gap. Very simple. They are operating out of a different DNA and we don't understand it at all. 30, 40 years later, when this generation is long gone, buried, dead, burnt, alive, whatever, you will have a newer generation whose DNAs have expanded. They even postulated, though the scientific community doesn't agree till they agree, that strands can go up to 24. One theory says. Your brighter mind in some way indirectly is also helping for you to enable the neuron networks which are not firing before. So what is your imagination right now compared to 1 hour back? If we are not allowing our imagination to grow, that's why I am always open to new experiences, new conversations. Many times people ask, either I am listening or I am talking. Why? Because both ways the traffic is opening up. The traffic is continuously opening. Either something is going inside me, and normally my nature is I do not process anything that comes into me on the face of it. That's my personal attribute. Because if I am going to process it immediately, whatever comes to me, I am making a mistake of being unjust to you. You might have spent 20, 30, 40 years in picking up some knowledge and you are sharing it free of cost or paid, whatever. It won't happen. It's unfair to you, no? So I let it sink. I become like what a camel does. First, chew, send it in, digest it after 2-3 days. That's my way of processing. That has helped me tremendously in my life. That has helped me to understand perspectives which did not exist in my mental vocabulary before. Because whatever I shared, unfortunately some of them were not recorded. Somebody said they recorded 40 minutes. Let's see. All these are things which might look outlandish to you today. It looked outlandish to many of the functionaries in Tamil Nadu in June 2022. But today you wake up any volunteer, any functionary in Tamil Nadu, they'll at least confidently say June 2025 we will do. How? We don't know yet. We hardly crossed 1 crore. 7 crores more to go in another 8 months. Do you think we'll do? Good. What makes you say that? Because I am giving a good sales speech.
Foundation has been made.
Huh?
Foundation has been made.
I'll tell you another initiative we took to make it happen. We created something based on our understanding. We went through a very detailed marketing process of profiling. In marketing, you have to do something called as a profile study of a customer, called as a persona. Anybody from marketing line? Nobody, huh? My God. You used to. Persona. We found out in Tamil Nadu, which may be applicable globally also, we have about 38 personas. Right from a persona of a toddler, a persona of a middle school student, a persona of a college student, a persona of a person belonging to a specific religion, a persona of a homemaker, a persona of a techie. Like that we created about 38 personas. Partly borrowed, partly our own research. And now these 38 personas to be reached, what is the fastest way possible? All these 8 crore will come under these 38 personas. So how will I reach them? To the mother? My mother doesn't exist. She's gone long ago. So how will he reach me? And then one beautiful data came to our hand, which may be more than true for Delhi. Tamil Nadu has a mobile penetration of 1.25. which means there are 1.25 mobile phones for every person. What do you mean? India has more than that. This may not be an equal distribution. That will come to later. Out of this mobile penetration, we also found a data that 85% of the people have smartphones with dual SIM. Why do you need dual SIM? Data. What do you wake up first thing in the morning? WhatsApp, YouTube, Insta, whatever is your favorite app. WhatsApp is like a default, breathing now. 3 billion population in the world and growing user-wise. All of us, anybody here who is not on WhatsApp? See? Even that we have broken through UPI payments on SMS, no? So if we have 85% penetration of people using smartphone, the best way to reach them is through one of the social media. So 3 months back we started this initiative of creating 10,000 micro-influencers in Tamil Nadu. Who are these 10,000 micro-influencers? Are they Abhyasis? Need not be. For example, you have 4 or 5 relations who are studying in college, working somewhere, who are not Abhyasis, who don't even know what heartfulness is, but they'll do something because you tell them to do. All we requested all our preceptors, which work is currently going on. Last 1 month we are having a day-to-day training program for preceptors on creating micro-influencers. The other initiative which I don't go deeper was Heartfulness Meditation Center. No, maybe I'll cover that as well. This time it's recording. So that I pick up. You have time, right? Yeah, you keep talking till lunch is ready. So, the second initiative which I maybe skipped mentioning is, we have set a target by December 2025, we want to create 10,000 Heartfulness Meditation Centers in Tamil Nadu. What is the power of Heartfulness Meditation Center? What is it? What can you do? For example, I am an Abhyasi. I am not a preceptor, I am not a volunteer. But I want to offer my home as a meditation center. Either once a week, twice a week, always on, whatever it is. Choice is yours. So we are working on, we already created a Google form, about 700 people have signed up. What happens when we create a Heartfulness Meditation Center is, there are no prerequisites at all. Because of the virtual roster, you don't need to be a preceptor to host a center in your home. In Tamil Nadu, technically we have removed the name of center, sub-center and all that. Everything now is a Heartfulness Meditation, HMC as we call. Everything is a Heartfulness Meditation. Yesterday night, I don't know, Gaurav is here, we had a 1-hour meeting. That was for that. I stepped out for a Google Meet. So this Heartfulness Meditation Center will have one Abhyasi who is ready to commit his home for hosting sitting based on demand. VOD, those days is called video on demand. So SOD, sitting on demand. Once you sign up, your name, your address, your mobile number, whatever, subject you being ready to give, because the GPRS, whatever that European terms that you have for data sharing, privacy is taken care. You attach your address with a Google pin. 2 months back, I was in Kana and I had a meeting with some of our social media team members. They gave me a beautiful data, very powerful data. Said, Bhaiya, the highest lead comes to us from Google search. When you want to search something, what do? You go and search near me, restaurant near me, hospital near me, petrol bunk near me. When someone gets triggered through some stimuli, they want to start heartfulness, they'll go and check meditation center near me. This is standard search they found. They found we have in our heartfulness site something called as a heartspot.heartfulness.org. Any new seeker or you are traveling abroad, you want to go and meditate in a nearby center, you search there, you will find somebody's address which is an official center. They found out that every hotspot which is link through the Google search is giving them between 200 to 300 leads a week. 200, 300, I'm not joking. This is data given by I even have a mail. I will even show you if you want, in case you don't believe. We have a separate team working on Google Maps and all that. They said 200, 300 leads is the maximum we have get from Google search. People searching for meditation center, a number pops up and then they call. Unfortunately today, all these searches go back to one single toll-free number. Because there are not enough people there. So this is one of the big trigger which we decided that we will convert. So when someone searches for meditation center near me, say for example I am in Thoothukudi, in Tirunelveli, in Ramanathapuram, whatever, I am all giving names from Tamil Nadu. I want to start meditation, I search, somebody's name pops up. He has already registered. So I call that number. He says, please come over. And then he can give a sitting through a virtual roaster or Heartfulness app or master class, whatever. And then the process starts. So our idea was to install HMC like a tower for a telecom company throughout Tamil Nadu. The real inspiration came from 2016 in a conversation I had with Daji when he was still in Chennai before moving to Kana. He said, Prakash, I visualize a time when an Abhyasi doesn't have to walk beyond 10 minutes to go to a place to meditate. I would like you to do it in Tamil Nadu. This was like 8 years back. At the time, the concept of RF didn't exist. So we implemented it in Chennai. We created 500 meditation centers those days. Due to pandemic, almost 450 closed then. So what happened is, this vision also became the driving factor that a person who's stepping out of his home in 10 minutes, you should be able to walk, not drive, not take a scooter, not run. Which typically means less than, if you know your walking speed, you can cover 1 kilometer in 15 minutes. Which means in 10 minutes you cover about 500 to 700 meters, even if it's a stroll. If it is there, then it becomes a people's movement, he said. The day it becomes a people's movement, it's like a temple. In every village there is 2-3 temples you will find everywhere. Why? Because whenever I want to search God, I can go there. And we offer an equivalent of that through the Heartfulness Meditation Center. So 10,000 meditation centers now will get added into Heartspot, which means the entire Tamil Nadu gets mapped through HMC, which is like our transmission towers for telecom companies. So that initiative is still on, and then we wanted to drive it through hotspots and then create the influencers who will do now. We have now run 1 month campaign for all Abhyasis to just copy paste and post what we send them twice a day. To make it happen, we have actively about 20,000 to 30,000 Abhyasis in Tamil Nadu. Active. When I say active, they are the people who turn up for a Sunday satsang. What we did is, we have done maybe for the first time, created a WhatsApp channel for Tamil Nadu. WhatsApp channel has no upper limits. You can have even 10, 20, 30 crore people being added. You go and see many of the celebrities, they have, maybe WhatsApp has the biggest amount of followers in the world in the channel. It's 18 crore or 20 crore plus, or even more. Which means even if 8 crore population, I can reach them through WhatsApp by just posting any update out there. So we created also that as part of our infrastructure creation. So through this WhatsApp channel, we are now communicating every day, which just concluded 2 days back. Last 35 days we have done it. Morning one tweet will go out, afternoon one Facebook post will go out. We also had online sessions teaching them how to tweet, how to create a Twitter account, how to create a Facebook account, how to create an Insta reel. All these. You may be wondering, are you running a fan club or are you running Heartfulness movement? We did all that because we wanted to capture on the power of social media. With 10,000 micro-influencers, we did a calculation that we will be able to reach this 38 persona of comprising of the 8 crore people in about 6 months' time. By end of December, we want to have, it's a bit, right now the gap is big, but we'll be there. Once that happens, all we have to do is, I just tell them very clearly, invest 2 minutes a day to spread the message. 1 minute in the morning, 1 minute in the evening. If you want, I'll even demonstrate it to you what we do. At offline, I'll show you. Long press the tweet, copy it, it gets copied on top. Click the tweet, go there, go quote, press again, remove one specific reference which will say how to post, press post. In less than 5-6 days, we found the activities are shooting up. Which means somebody is watching who is connected to you through Twitter without even really bothering you talking to them about heartfulness. Oh, Prakash is posting something, let me see what it is. Because we are all curious. Why does Big Boss survive with Salman Khan and all that? Any guesswork? We all love to snoop into neighbor's bedroom. The entire logic comes to that. We love to snoop into others' bedroom. That's why Big Boss, because they only simulate bedroom, no? So like that, we love to snoop. Oh, he's posting something. What does it mean? What would happen? Like that Facebook. And then for kids, we started Snapchat, Insta Reels and all that. It's like that. We also created incidentally 39 youth district coordinators, first time in India. Sub 30 people who are born into a Abhyasi family who were ready to do some work. We even made them as, it's like district collector and then a youth district collector, something like that. So with this, right now the imagination is open to any volunteer in Tamil Nadu. You go and ask them, they'll say, we'll reach 8 crore. What happens after all these 8 crore reach is the next phase. We have KGF 1, KGF 2, KGF 3, Pushpa 1, Pushpa 2. Like that we'll have multiple versions coming. My tenure officially ends in June 2025. Whether it gets extended, somebody else comes. Let them make the sequel. If I am there, I'll make with the sequel go on. I don't know. It answers your question. I deliberately spoke extra to cover what I missed earlier. 32 minutes plus 40, I think, still good enough. Any other questions? We still have another 10 minutes. What is menu for lunch?
Brother, while explaining, you told that we create the persona. So, I want to understand that how you create the persona and what are the things you just...
We don't create a persona, we identify the persona. For example, you are a homemaker, 40 plus. So if you are a homemaker, you are 40 plus, we typically know what serials you watch from the data that's available in the marketplace. There are some free reports available, there are some paid reports available. We can today afford to invest even in paid reports. Once I know the persona, I know what you watch, how you watch, where you watch, I just have to reach you through that door. If you are a kid, you are in Snapchat, in this time, this is what you are doing, we'll put some content paid otherwise through that. Our idea is tomorrow, everybody in Tamil Nadu on a given date. If it doesn't happen by June 2025, we'll extend, doesn't matter. I tell those people, don't worry about whether it happens or not. Let's do the best of efforts, which currently we haven't thought of. In fact, why am I sharing this? If you have an idea which is better than what we are currently doing, please feel free to share. I would go ahead and implement because I don't want to say an idea stealer, but I love fresh thinking. If you come out with something which can help me, and the best thing in micro-influencer, you can do it for anybody, anywhere in the world. You don't need to do only in a specific geography. Because when somebody is following you on Twitter, it's not there only in Delhi, only in Tamil Nadu, only in Gurugram, they can be anywhere in the world. The word spreads. We are not dependent only on social media. Reach out happen. Every day, a minimum of 100 reach out happens in Tamil Nadu. Minimum. Every day. Except Sundays because normally they go for satsang. All these are self-driven. I don't set targets. I don't push them. I don't tell them you have to do. I don't even ask. We have some common groups. And just to inspire them a bit, I go there and spend about 20 minutes a day just posting some messages so that they know I'm there. Otherwise, sometimes people get interest lost. Maybe the Arab doesn't know. So you have to keep waking up once and say, I'm there, I'm watching what's happening. It does work. Does it answer your question? It does? Yeah, please.
So Prakash, one question. This is
I asked for my own self, having observed you in close quarters in Tamil Nadu, and since in this group we have many hotspot coordinators, receptors and functionaries, maybe some may also relate to this. See, I have seen you in Tamil Nadu. I remember the days when this was before COVID, when this trial was happening. And this is my question about your guidance on all of us traveling to centers, because I have seen you every day practically going to one center or the other. Chennai itself, we created 50 hotspots and used to go every morning to those centers. I certainly feel that I should gear up for personal self-improvement. I don't travel as much as I could. But I just want to understand your tips on how that part of work is important for all of us as preceptors and functionaries, and of course all who visit our centers. And how do you plan it for yourself? How do you do it?
There is a famous quotation that life is what happens to you while you are busy planning. My Google timeline shows that in the last 1.5 years, I can even show a screenshot if you want later, because I do track myself to know what I am doing. I have travelled for mission work about 1.5 lakh kilometers inside Tamil Nadu. So roughly about, you can calculate, divide, per month it's between 7,000 and 8,000 kilometers. But one thing I'm very clear, which I share in many of my CEO workshop, the first role of a CEO is to find ways of duplicating himself or herself. So do not depend on only us traveling, but at the same time you cannot outsource the work of traveling to others, because the in-person meeting, if I had in all probability recorded the entire conversation, put it in YouTube and shared the link with you, less than 10% of this room would have gone through the complete session. How do I tell? I watch my YouTube stats. I may get 2,000 views, but when I go inside and see, the maximum duration seen is 6 minutes of a 1 hour talk. Which means they are tuck, forwarding, and it's done. They have ticked a box. So Bhaiya has posted a video. I should tell him I saw your video. They'll even send a message, post a message, Bhaiya, nice talk. I don't take it seriously, but anyway, it's their role. What I have personally done is to be there consistently I have travelled to almost all centers in Tamil Nadu minimum 3 times at least, minimum. How do I do? Let me go back a little bit anecdotal. The year was 2001. Chariji Maharaj was already getting a bit old. He was about to celebrate his 75th birth anniversary in Chennai, REC. Many of you might have been there who are from that time. Around that time, a thought came from my heart, I wouldn't say from my head, that this man is getting old, he needs help. I don't know what kind of help. And I was 39. Still not even taken off in the career that I was in. I was running my own business. And I had a chat with my wife. She's a very broad-minded, big-hearted lady. Many of you know her. And he said, you do whatever you feel is good, we'll manage. So I went and spoke to the old man, said, I want to come full-time with you. He gave me a thorough bashing, not physically. He said, are you an idiot? You're hardly 39, your daughter is just 5 years old. Get out. I don't want you to do. And then after 2 days again, I went and had a long conversation. I shared something which came, the first time at least, maybe it didn't come from my heart. The second, straight from the gut, as they say. Sat, talked with him. I said, Master, I'm very sure I have travelled with you in several lives for so long. So what? I said, I know for sure that this may be my last chance to serve you consciously. Even assuming I pursue my material career, how much money will I make? 10 crores, 20, 30, 50, 100, maybe an Ambani, maybe an Adani. I mean, I didn't give these names then, but today I'm giving because you can relate to that. He said, I I have gone on record saying this before, let me say it again. I have gone on record in Tamil with this, it's in YouTube also. Then he said, I will not allow you to retire. I even brought my wife, she said, Master, it's okay. He said, I want to see your asset list. I gave him some mathematics that I am self-sufficient. And then I said, okay. I went back, I literally cooked up an Excel of some typical fictitious, partly true, partly inflated, partly a futuristic number. I went and put all these together. I said, this is my investment, this is the interest I'll get, I can lead my life, no problem. He said, are you serious about it? He didn't ask, is it true? He said, yes, I am serious about it. I said, okay, chal, now be with me full time. This was age 39. The best thing started happening later. I was already doing consulting as part of my earlier business as one of the 2-3 streams. So when he decided to take me full time, something strange happened. I even shared this with somebody yesterday, that I happened to start getting certain opportunity which I didn't even know would ever come. I had no idea, no clue. It started coming, and it so happened that what typically a person would earn in a month, I would get in 1 or 2 days' time for my management sessions. So once I went and told him, I am now full time with you, this is what it is. He said, how many days? 2-3 days. I said, be sensible, go and take it. And I started, and then it started becoming what I am today running as a large, very large company with more than 100 consultants called Seachin Consulting. It just grew organic. Even today, I spend 80% of our time for mission work. In fact, last month when Daji came to Tamil Nadu, almost 8-9 days he was there, some of my prime assignments during the time I just cancelled. I knew the revenue impact. I said, no, I am not going. They all asked, why he can't come now, Prakash? I said, my guru is coming to my village, to our state, I have to be with him. He said, if you don't take it now, it might. I said, it's okay, fine. Leave it. Strangely, all these people waited for his visit to end. They still waited and then they came back to me. During the 9-10 days, I just said, get lost. I mean, not in that way. I said, fine. I am not asking you to be suicidal in your life. I am not suggesting that at all. Yet, if you are smarter, you will find ways, and please bear in mind, you don't need to invest 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day to serve him. If you are smart, you can serve even half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, and do things which takes people, like what I said, I earn in 2 days what take 30 days for people to earn. If you're smart, you can even spend 1 hour a day, 1 day a week, and do what 1 month of efforts can actually do in spreading that message, or intensifying the practice, or intensifying the sadhana, which is one of the goals he has given to you. Charji Maharaj always used to say, Yasin Babaji Maharaj meditating hardly for 1 or 2 minutes. And one Charji Maharaj apparently asked him, you tell us to meditate for 1 hour, and you are meditating only for 1 or 2 minutes. Then Babaji Maharaj humorously, jokingly, smilingly looked at him and said, Patsadi, it takes me only 1 minute to do what all of you take 1 hour to do. To reach that state of whatever it takes. Because even in a 1 hour meditation, we know it's hardly a few minutes of that oneness that you feel. If you're lucky, maybe it gets extended. So that shows to us that if we apply ourselves, I still remember the preceptor who introduced me to first gave me the 3 sittings, Vardhan uncle, way back in 93, he literally gave up his job to become full-time. So I asked him, uncle, why are you doing this? He said, I am not being foolish, but when I do his work, I know that somehow a help comes which I cannot even imagine. On the same day, I went to meet another Abhyasi in another part of Chennai. He was sitting in office. And as we were sitting and talking, he said, Prakash, I run a small business. Tomorrow I have to pay salaries. This month I don't even have one single order because the last 20 days I was running doing mission work. And then I left the place, felt a bit sad. After 1 hour he called me saying, Prakash, you will not believe, just now I got an order which pays for the entire month expense. I am happy. Chaji Maharaj also used to say, you have to learn a lot from animals. Have you ever seen lion stacking up 10 deers in a cupboard that I'll eat this tomorrow, that day after tomorrow, that is day after tomorrow? The life we lived as hunters were far better than gatherers. In hunter, we went out, ate, we came back, we were happy, we lived a life. We still died. As gatherers, not only we gather money, we gather fat. You can see me, I am an example too. We gather so many things unwanted, thinking someday we will use. Never happens. So finally it's a call that I have to take. Is it a Lena Dena kind of a relationship I have with my Guru, or is it something I'll do because I know, not because it's a calculation, not because anything, but I know I'll be taken care. After all, Lord Krishna has committed, the three things: roti, kapda, makan. What more do we need? Everything else being a luxury. I'm not saying I don't have comforts in life. Master has been very kind. That many samskaras which did not exist in me to make money, is put to make, that much I know. Though there are no proofs. I cannot say this order came from a borrowed samskara. This deal came because he rerouted some samskara from somebody else. It's not like that. But it does happen. But we need to put the first foot forward. When you jump off an aircraft, if you had to be 200% sure that your parachute will open, in all probability you'll never jump. What is the guarantee? There's a famous movie or a short film called Who Packed Your Parachute? Go and watch it, very interesting. We never know who is packing a parachute. We still take that leap of faith. Heartfulness path is all about the leap of faith. And have you ever seen any Abhyasi dying out of hunger? Oh, no food at all, he died. No, it doesn't happen. We are actually quite comfortable. Many times, in fact, I see many Abhyasis, Daji always says no harm in making money. I am not ever suggesting that you should not make more money at all. Not at all. But in terms of efforts that has been given, put inside of you, if I don't spread that fragrance, what is the point? Stagnant water stinks. The amount of wealth, spiritual wealth he has put inside of me is so much. If I hold it back without giving to the world, what is the point? Even a flower doesn't expect anything back for the fragrance it throws onto the world. And why do we have to expect every time from the Master, will you take care? He's not running a LIC insurance policy for him to guarantee everything in life. If this confidence somehow comes that I'll keep doing my material efforts and also keep doing what I think I am capable of doing, not what I can do. I always say difference between what I can do and what I should do. Can is my interest of stopping somewhere, whereas should is what I should do to reach a specific area. Your contribution's quality is more important. Do not worry about the time that we have to invest. If you can invest half an hour, find the best version of yourself. Bhagavad Maharaj apparently has said several times, be the best side of your volunteer. Everybody, the normal confusion even today with old timers. What does volunteering mean? Make food in the kitchen, clean toilets. I'm not saying it's not volunteer work, but you can get smarter than that. The highest level of service that you can offer, you find. You may be surprised to find you have never tapped into that till now. Could be anything. Could be an ability to record a video, put in YouTube, or write a blog, or every day just spend 10 minutes to go into it. Once I shared this idea in a place called Theni in Tamil Nadu. About 50 Abhyasis. I told them every day take a bus, randomly get off somewhere. Just sit there for half an hour, pray for everyone to get into the heartfulness movement and come back. They did it assiduously for 3 months. In many places, surprisingly, the new seekers will join. They don't even know. Suddenly they came and said, we want to start meditation. And how long does it need for us to go in a metro, get off in some station, sit somewhere, just pray, let the intentions go, let the suggestions go, let the suggestions and intentions translate into vibrations. Brother Srini has asked me to do a session which I said I'll do later at some point of time through Zoom. How to convert your thoughts into vibrations inside, which is more powerful than just sitting and talking. If you can do that, be happy. Nobody has to come and say you've done a great job. You don't need to tick the box that your EZC is happy, CC is happy, your preceptor is happy, your RF is happy. It doesn't make a difference. Are you happy with the effort that you're putting? Is it the best of what you can put in today? Imagination is a limitation. I told you, today you can go and take a bus. That's not the only way. Hundreds of ways. I'm giving you one sample and everybody followed. They added 50 abhyasis in 3 months in that location. They just went, get off the bus, sit somewhere. I said, go into some person whom you haven't met for a long time, whom you know, your colleague, somebody who was your college mate. Just go and say that I come to your place, I want to meditate for your welfare. This I picked up from Christianity. Many of my friends who follow the Christianity faith, when I was young, they used to come to my home. They used to say, Prakash, we want to pray for your family's welfare. Who will say no? He never said convert to Christianity or anything. He said, we'll sit and pray. I said, do. Free incoming call. Incoming call anyway in India is free. No more charges for roaming. So go to your friend's place that I am a meditator. I bring a positive way. Be proud about it. Many times Daji used to say, we don't even know our pedigree. We know what we are capable of. In fact, one of the sales pitch that I gave for Heartfulness Meditation Center, maybe I'll share it here. I used to tell people openly when I travel in Tamil Nadu that imagine if our home becomes a temple, what will happen? In Tamil Nadu, when you travel, you will find in villages, everybody puts one Vinayaka or Rama or some small statue in front of their home. In that, they'll create a small culvert and fix the statue. So the belief is that if I put a statue, my home indirectly becomes a temple, which means good things only will happen. I tell them, if heartfulness is all about creating a positive vibration, and you have people meditating in your home every day, day in and day out, won't your place become sacred? Won't your place become spiritual? Won't it attract higher level of beings with or without your knowledge? And many people understood why I never thought like that at all. Many of you may not have thought. So this became easy for them. So they say, what do I have to do? Sign up the Google form. And we give them a free pre-created image, which has been further fine-tuned last week. We give that image, even Sanjay was part of the team at the time there, Sanjay Agarwal. We give that with a space free where they can put the name and mobile number. The rest is prefixed. It will have the name Heartfulness Meditation Center in Tamil, Heartfulness Dhyana Mayam. And then they can put their name, put their mobile number, make one flex and print it outside the home. We have two models there. The flex will cost them 300 rupees. It's more like a sheet. And if you can afford, a wooden board costs you about 800 bucks. It also adds branding value to you. Personal branding. Everyone today speaks about personal branding. It adds personal brand value to you. I am part of Heartfulness Meditation. I meditate. I let people become peaceful. Don't try to speak about God. Don't give lofty stuff. Just say that you can be peaceful. You can be happy. You may not escape problems, but you will develop enough strength for you to handle problems. This is what all my sessions, corporate, C-Connect, U-Connect, I say. I never commit ever saying that you will get rid of problems. I say that problems will be there, but you will become a stronger man or a woman to handle it. Slowly, slowly, slowly. In the war between the rock and the water will always win, but it takes some years sometimes. So my approach has always been something like that. 1:15, do we stop or we have a question?
We can have lunch and continue.
Once I start eating, I won't talk. Do we stop now? Recording?